What's up, guys? Welcome back to another MCOC Alliance War, and this time my alliance is taking on Pain Squad. So onto my normal path, I take a look around, and yeah, decided to bring Blade because of the second champion here. But yeah, I'll get to that in a second. So up first, we got a mutant here. Wasn't sure who to expect here. It's been a while since I've seen Cyclops on this node, so yeah, when I went in, saw he was here, was pretty happy about that. And you know, I thought maybe it was going to be Iceman, but yeah, it was a Cyclops. Plus, this person was running suicides, and I want to say there was one other person. I think the next node. Not sure if it's actually the same person or not, but yeah, the next node. That guy was running suicide as well, which yeah really helps you out on defense. I guess not so much the next fight because I don't think he used too many specials. Maybe 2 or 3, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean it definitely helps out. So like I said, up next. So I saw that it was a science with persistent charges, so I went ahead and brought in Blade. If it was a science with no charges, I was going to bring in Void, expecting that it would be like a Spider-Man or something. But yeah, I saw persistent charges, so expecting it to be MODOK, and that was the reason that I brought in Blade, so that whenever he did his heavy attack, I can reach him with my heavy attack. If he had that shield up. So you saw me do that a couple times in the beginning of the fight, and that was one of the issues that I had facing him when I was using Void. Was yes, I can possibly reach him with Void's heavy attack, but I've had some issues where I came up short and ended up getting hit. But when it comes to Blade, I haven't yet come up short. There was a couple, 1 or 2 that did look like it might be short, but he ended up reaching them. So yeah, up next there's another science, and I look at the profile and I see WAAFs. So yeah, I go in expecting it to be her, and so the plan for this fight was to bait out heavy attacks. So check there, just keep baiting out the heavy attack, and then bait out special ones. So I'm going to try to bait out the special one, and in doing so, I'm going to, you see she's backing up. Every time she backs up, I back up. But yeah, I end up getting backed up too much by the time she finally throws her special, and I don't want to attack into her to try to bait, because she can shrink down, and I'll end up getting a shock on me. So there she goes. She finally throws it, and you see where I was. I'm backed up against the wall. So I should have attacked there. Backed up against the wall, do a couple of hits, trying to push her back. Hopefully she throws a special, but yeah, she does not. So backed up against the wall again. Is it here? Okay, so I evade that, push it to L2. Get hit by a heavy attack right here, and look at that, 9k. Both of those attacks crits. So just lost a huge chunk of health. Do a couple of hits, well, 3 hits, and finally she throws her special. So now had to wait for her heavy attack before I threw an attack. Probably should have comboed and then chained into the L1 there, but yeah, ended up just throwing the L1, and yeah, didn't have to bait any more specials after that. But real pain, the fact that she didn't want to throw her first special until I was backed up, and yeah, she hit me 2 times, just 2 times, just 2 hits. Took so much damage. So up next, got the classic Ultron, and I'm like, well, there's no need to heal up here. I know how to work around his evade. Every 7 seconds he's going to gain a permanent evade that's going to be triggered on the next attack. So expect to evade there and then parry right afterwards. Sometimes he doesn't come in fast enough for the parry. Now the thing about using Void is he does reduce ability accuracy of evades with one of his debuffs, and when that happens, when you reduce the ability accuracy of the evade, it just pushes the evade back. It doesn't bypass the evade, it pushes the evade back. So yeah, you have to be careful because you're not sure when it's actually going to trigger at that point. But if you stun him and then attack into him when the evade would trigger, then you won't have to worry about the evade. So interfere the voids, and I didn't notice that the first debuff that I got after Fear the Void was reducing the evade, and then I'm about to get another one, so now he cannot evade at all. But you see, I'm being real hesitant with my attacks, just stopping at 4 hits, and then I finally realized, that time I just backed off to bait out the special, but yeah, you see I do the full combo, drop the L1, and yeah, fight's over. So had I realized that like a couple combos sooner, then I would have just went all in on him sooner. But yeah, it didn't matter. I didn't lose any additional health really, so it's all good. Up next we have let's say, yeah, 6-star unawakened tech 6-star. So I'm expecting this to be what's his name, Iron Man Infinity War. So I go ahead and pop combat regen boost. Then I go into the fight and I see there's a Sentinel, so yes, I'm happy about that. I'd rather fight Sentinel here than Iron Man Infinity War. And I don't worry about the analysis charges. I know that he's going to get to 100. I'm not trying to play around that. The only thing that I need to do when he has, or need to know when he has his full charges, full analysis, is I can't block the specials. Now I messed up there. I messed up the timing on that evade on that special, but yeah, I can't block the specials and I can't interrupt the heavy attacks like I did there. I would have to wait for the full heavy attack before going in on him, but like I said, I do prefer to fight Sentinel just because I can parry him. You see he's at analysis complete. Yeah, I was kind of getting tired of getting impatient. I'd rather evade the first special than the second special, because the second one, even though I am immune to incineration, which I wasn't thinking about that at the time, so yeah, I could have pushed him to the L2, blocked the first couple of rockets, and then evaded the rest and not really receive too much damage, and then go in and punish him afterwards. So yeah, get the full evade there, go in, punish the L2. Yes, it's just so nice being able to punish the specials. Unlike whenever you fight Iron Man Infinity War, you can't punish any of his specials. You can't parry his medium unless you're using Proxima Midnight. I think she's the only one that can parry that his medium attack. So yeah, up next I see a Science 6-star, and I was going in here thinking that it was going to be a Void, but yeah, it turns out to be the Red Hulk, which is much easier fight than what I was expecting, because I don't have to worry about watching my combos and trying to time the combos to what is it, to have to cancel out his debuffs. Yeah. So, like I said, pretty easy fight. I do still want to keep baiting out the first specials. I can bait out the second special and evade that and punish it, but it's much easier to do the first one. And getting the petrified debuffs on last, but I'm going to get both of them before the next regen is up, so yeah, don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I actually can't remember what all happened in this fight, but I do know that I brought my champion close to full health, and that was in part to finishing the last fight soon enough, fast enough so that I was able to carry the regen boost over to this one. That's why I really like the combat regen, because yeah, if you do the fight fast enough, you know, you can get 2 fights in. In fact, if you have a good enough champion like a heavy hitter like Corvus, you know, you can probably get three fights in before the regen boost wears off. So my final fight is going to be against Mordo, and I don't know why, but I can't resist myself sometimes. You know, I did the parry, and I was, you know, telling myself not to go in and attack because, you know, he's going to evade, but I did it anyways. And as soon as I did it, you know, I was like, oops. But yeah, I just can't help myself sometimes. And so one of the things which I think is weird, I think it's actually messed up, is that Void can't reduce, as far as I know, unless he just got like super lucky and still evaded when I had three of the debuffs on him, reduce and evade, but Void cannot reduce Mordo's evade. And you're probably thinking, well, you know, his evade can't be reduced, but or his ability accuracy can't be reduced, but it can't be passively reduced. So it's like it's actually backwards. The fact that Void can't reduce it, but Agent Venom can, because Agent Venom's is passive. Void's is actual debuff, physical debuff, so it's like they actually have that reverse than what it should be. But you know, I don't face Mordo too much, and so yeah, it doesn't really bother me. But yeah, it would be nice if I could parry him and lay into him when using Void. But yeah, most of the time I fight Mordo, it's in arena, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that was my final fight. They did have Medusa as a boss. I can't remember if it was a rank 4 or rank 5. Let's see here in a second. It was a rank 5, okay. But yeah, my teammates took her down. So yeah, we ended up losing this war. Yeah, we didn't do very well at all. But yeah, anyways guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.